Whenever I see a list of top games for Switch or any console, it's usually the Mount Rushmore for that console and their obvious mascots. So I basically just wanted to make a list of my personal current favorite Switch games that aren't exclusive or a popular Nintendo IP. As a disclaimer, I don't even think any of these games are exclusive to Switch, but they are indeed playable on Switch. Lastly, I'm not going to go super into detail about what each game is about, but more so why I personally enjoy them. These are my current 5 favorite games on Switch that aren't Mario or Zelda. Number 5, Dave the Diver. Dave the Diver is literally on every platform, including PC, but it feels like this game was meant to be played handheld. You're ultimately playing as a guy named Dave who dives for fish during the day, then helps out at a sushi restaurant by night, selling sushi made from the fish you caught during your day. You can craft and upgrade weapons, customize the restaurant, and even hire employees to make your workload easier at the restaurant. All of this while still having a rather compelling and deep story. I also love when games have this small attention to detail, like being able to customize your phone charm. Since your phone works as sort of your game menu, it's just a nice touch. I only have about 15 hours in this game and I feel like I'm just scratching the surface of what there is to do, and it really feels like a small adventure. But the art direction and the style is just so great. If you're a fan of pixel games or side scrollers, Dave the Diver is definitely the next one you should try out. Number 4, Balatro. Balatro is without a doubt the most addicting game I've ever played. And the proof is in the pudding because I'm pushing close to 170 hours in a 2D pixelated card game. The point of the game is to score enough points to beat the blind, and you do so by earning rare jokers and special cards like glass or steel cards that add to your multiplier. It might sound a little complicated because I'm explaining it terribly, but it's so easy to pick up and jump into a couple games where and whenever. If I can't convince you how good Balatro is, just know that it was nominated for Game of the Year alongside Elden Ring and Astrobot, while once again being a card game that can be played literally from the App Store on your phone. There's a ton of different decks and jokers that offer a bunch of scenarios to enhance your chance of scoring and winning, but all with their own unique drawbacks. I've beaten the game with every ante on every deck, and I still play about once a week when I get the itch. Number 3, Thronefall. I might have a particularly extra soft spot for this game because I love tower defense games and I love medieval themes, and this is both of those. Thronefall is a bit of a classic tower defense game where the waves get stronger and larger every round and you earn gold at the end to make your tower upgrades, but you actually have a character you control and can equip him with different weapons and abilities that just makes the game a little more dynamic. Just like most other tower defense games, the towers and units are upgradable, all with their own strengths and weaknesses, but it's just sophisticated enough of a system to quickly grasp without ever feeling overcomplicated. There's a few different biomes and levels, each with different tiers of completion, and even some pretty huge boss battles. I don't remember exactly how much this game costs. I think maybe $15 in the eShop when I did get it. I actually tried it on Steam first and ended up loving it so much that I got it on Switch. And it's just so fun, especially if you're someone like me who grew up playing Flash games on places like Newgrounds. Number 2, Skyrim. Skyrim is literally 15 years old at this point, so I'm not going to go into any details about the game greatly, because almost everybody at least has a slight idea of what it is, but I am going to talk about why it's so good on the Switch for me personally. I've been playing Skyrim since launch in 2011, and if you told me eventually there would be a handheld, rather uncompromised version of the game, I probably would have lost my mind. The only real drawback to having the Skyrim on Switch is, like most games here, the graphics aren't amazing, but if that's your priority, you're probably on the wrong console anyways. Having this amazing world, what I believe is the best RPG of all time, in a handheld device, especially when you're listening to the beautiful soundtrack with headphones, it's just such a great way to experience Skyrim and get fully immersed. There are just so many ways to experience this game, and I think specifically if you're a busy adult or just a casual gamer who feels like you don't have enough time to sink in, this could easily be the escape you need while being able to play it everywhere. I'm not exaggerating when I say if I could only play one game on Switch for the next few years, I would probably choose Skyrim. Number 1, Dinkum. Finally, at number 1 is this beautiful game. This game actually came out in early access on PC back in 2022, and I've been playing it since day 1 back then. I loved it so much that I put in 150 hours on PC, then bought it again on Switch when it came out and put in close to another 100 hours. Dinkum is pretty similar to Animal Crossing. There's no real narrative story, but you're building and decorating your island however you want. It feels like more of an adventure compared to Animal Crossing because there is a little bit of danger, and especially when you go down to the mines. Some of my best gaming memories of all time is playing this game online with my friends and exploring each other's islands and just being stupid. And yeah, I forgot to mention, you can do co-op in this game with up to 4 people. I've seen people set up races with trucks and rideable ostriches, skis, and even create full-on soccer fields. This game was made by one person, and a person who you can tell knows games just because it has those certain quality of life things that make it that much more enjoyable. If you're a fan of simulators and building games, I highly recommend Dinkum. My only gripe is that it doesn't feel like it was perfectly optimized for Switch. There is a Switch 2 version coming out soon, and as someone who gets rather annoyed with performance issues on Switch, I was actually able to look past things like the poor draw distance over time just because I was so immersed in the game. These are just 5 of my current favorite games on Switch. Let me know if you're already a fan of any of these, or if you have any recommendations that are maybe some lesser known titles. I appreciate you guys checking out this list, and be sure to subscribe if you like list format videos like this, and I will see you in the next one.